pretty privilege, I'm seeing a lot of pretty people talking about how pretty privilege isn't real and they don't fucking have it and blah, blah, blah. Shut up. No, you want to talk about pretty privilege? Talk to people who had a glow up. If they were ugly in some kind of way and now they're somewhat attractive or very attractive, whatever, they will tell you pretty privilege is fucking real. Because when you weren't attractive, it was like everything you did was like annoying. Like your presence just like pissed people off. If you asked a question, you were the biggest like irritation of life. But when you're like stereotypically attractive, like whatever, you get away with so much more. People are so much nicer to you. It is the realest shit. It's beyond me that this is even a fucking conversation. Let's be fucking for real.
Hi. So I'm using a brush to hold my microphone. But anyways, hi guys. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about pretty privilege, what it entails, what it is doing to the world, the consequences of not having it, the consequences of having it, everything pretty privilege. So I actually don't have a script for this video. I didn't write anything because pretty privilege is something that, should I say, I have experienced. And there was a point in my life where I did not experience it and it was really bad. Whether it suits you or not, it exists. People are like, no, pretty privilege doesn't exist. It does. It is there. It is ever present. It is literally in our faces. That guy that helps you carry your stuff when you go to the supermarket, the guy that gives you things at a discounted price. These are all pretty privileges, should I say, because they are not supposed to do these things. I saw a video by, I can't remember her name. I think I can't. No, I don't want to say pronounce it wrongly. I'm just gonna put it on the screen. And when I saw that video, it just like reminded me of something. She was talking about how people say pretty privilege doesn't exist, but ask people that have had a huge glow up or people that have lost a lot of weight, ask them the difference between how they treated them before and how they treat them now. And it got me thinking, like, I was like, okay, let me think, because I know I wasn't always like this. And disclaimer, I'm not going to come here and say, oh, I don't think I'm pretty or I don't think I'm fine enough to have experienced pretty privilege. I have experienced it. So I'm not going to come here and say, oh, I'm not that pretty. I had a phase where I was not stereotypically pretty, but then I started taking care of myself, should I say it like that? And I am like this today. And I have self love. So I'm going to say I am pretty. I have confidence that I am pretty. I'm not ugly. Nobody is ugly. So let's not even go there. Okay. So she was like, okay, people have had a huge glow up, da 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 da. It took me back to primary school. I know that's a long time ago, but there was a time. In primary school, I was so quiet. I was so tiny back then. I cut my hair at that time because I was having like hair growth issues. So my mom advised me to cut it so that I can like start regrowing it like from scratch. And that was what I did. So when I was in primary two, I cut my hair. I was so quiet. I wasn't like the OG girls. I wasn't a prefect or anything. I was just there. I wasn't like so neat. Not that I was dirty. I don't know, but you get my point. People just did not like me for the fact that I was so quiet that my teacher back in primary school used to write my report card that my parents should take me out more so that I can be more outgoing, that I'm not social enough, that I don't talk. But people still did not like me. Like the thing that when you're not pretty, everything you do just irritates people, seems to irritate people.
Privilege is so intriguing to me because as long as you're attractive, basically any of your bad traits can be seen as a good thing. If you love yourself and you're hot, you're just really confident, rightfully confident. But if you're not hot, people are going to think you're conceited. If you talk a lot but you're attractive, then you're just really outgoing. But if you're not attractive, you're annoying and talk way too fucking much. If you're weird and different, but you're hot, you're just quirky. Just so fucking quirky. But if you're not hot, you're a freak. Isn't that just so interesting?
I've seen a lot of people say to people, oh, because you're fine, I won't do this to you, I won't get angry. It's just because you're fine. No, I've heard it before. So Back then I was really quiet. But anytime they write the noisemakers list, my name always happened to appear there to the point that the teacher actually got concerned, like she doesn't talk, so what are you doing? It was this time I know I had this very beautiful purse that my dad bought for me, and nobody else had it in my class. So I told you I was quiet and everything. So the class prefect came to meet me. I was like, if you don't give me your purse, I'm going to write your name and the noisemakers list. And I had to give the prefect. So I was like, even though I was so quiet, I didn't speak to anybody, people still did not like me. And the one that really hit the nail on the head for me was there was a guy that used to be in my class, I think primary four. This guy used to bully the hell out of me. He used to beat me. He used to insult me. He used to basically all the things bullies do. Then I think he did a double promotion, so he was 1 year ahead of me. So when I got to secondary school, when I got to like SS1, SS, that was when I had like my glow up, if you want to call it that. I became fine to people. People started talking to me. My senior boys started talking to me. And this guy was, as I told you, he was my senior. He now came and started talking to me like he was being nice, like he so nice to me. He would defend me in front of like people, and I'm like, wait, is this not the guy that used to bully me back then? Why is he being so nice to me now? So that was the one that really hit the nail on the head for me. I was like, wait, I've actually experienced this thing called not having pretty privilege. And at that time, people started talking to me. Boys started liking me. I had a lot of friends. Like everybody was talking to me. And it was just so crazy. Like the way my life just changed. Like it just changed 360. From the girl no one used to talk to, the girl that was dirty, the girl that looked like a boy because she cut her hair, the girl that was too quiet, to the girl that everybody wanted to talk to. Everyone wanted to talk to me. This thing exists. Gonna be like pretty privilege is a scam, but it's a lie. It exists. It is real. So to the video that the girl was talking about, if you have pretty privilege, you know you experience it. Do not come out and say, "Oh, it's not real" or "it doesn't exist," because that's when it's very annoying. I rewatched Enola Holmes and there was a statement that just got into my head. Like they were fighting like for women's rights at that time. It was like in the 18th century. So she was talking to Sherlock Holmes, and she was like,
Politics doesn't interest you. Why?
Because it's fatally boring.
Because you have no interest in changing a world that suits you so well.
so that's the thing. People that actually have pretty privilege and decide to lie to themselves that they don't have it, they will not even want to change this perception because it benefits them so well. You get free stuff, you get attention from guys, everyone seems to like you. All your teachers seem to like you because you are pretty. So you would not want to change that, obviously. Especially if you were not always pretty, you know what you've gone through to be where you are. You would not want to change the system of how things already are. Pretty privilege. I haven't even defined it. I can define it in my own words. Pretty privilege is the special treatment given to people who look stereotypically correct, who are catchy on the eyes, who look good on the eyes. Do you understand? Yeah, I guess that is what you can call it. Pretty privilege operates on the principle that people who are conventionally attractive based on societal beauty standards have more advantages and opportunities compared to people who are deemed less attractive. On TikTok, it was so prominent and so obvious. We have white privilege, we have black privilege. Do we have black privilege? I know there is white privilege. I'm not sure about black privilege. You see a lot of basic people that aren't even that pretty. Maybe mostly white. Maybe they'll just do a video. They're not even like doing anything. They're literally just looking. And they're just like then you see 2.5 million likes for what? Then you see people that put in energy to do craft or special skills and they have like less than 100K likes. This is still another thing we're trying to say. They always use this example. If two people with the same qualities, equal rights, maybe not even equal, one is even better, but the other is prettier, they would want to employ that one that is prettier because of society and how society has deemed attractive people as superior. When I was doing research, I saw this article that caught my eye. So, beauty and brains. In 2016, Metropolitan State University of Denver conducted a study to rate the physical attractiveness of tens of thousands of female students. So they rated their attractiveness with their grades, right, in schools. And they saw that the more attractive people did well than the less attractive people. Then they did another study where they ranked them using online study. That's like you won't see their faces, right? And they found out that the less attractive people did better. What are they saying? That even teachers, even the educational system is a part of this. I was hated so much by teachers. Not that I was hated by teachers. Just did not like me. When I was secondary school, I had a lot of teachers that liked me. Like I could go and speak to them like they liked me. So this is still the same thing that I'm saying. So that means sometimes teachers do grade students based on their looks than on like what is there. I'm not saying it's everybody, but it actually does exist. People do these things. I feel like pretty privilege, should I say it's not a crime, it's not bad, like bad, but society just seems to just triple everything times three. Like how would you call a murderer hot, or because he's fine, I don't think he did this. A serial killer, because he happens to be attractive, you'd be like, no, I don't think he did this thing. He's too fine to have done. That is BS. Bull. That is a slap to the victim's family. Like, why would you say that? Because someone is pretty, it doesn't determine how they are emotionally, how they are inwardly. It doesn't determine their inward behavior. It's just what you see on the outside. It's not what is on the inside. Most of the time, people that are pretty aren't even that nice. And that is just the truth, really. So that is when it's bad. Because someone is fine doesn't mean that you should now say, oh, he is so hot. I don't think he actually killed her. What does being hot have to do with how you behave? It doesn't make any sense. Like the guy that killed that mother and child from that race stuff, he is fine. I will not even lie. I will not come and tell you that he's not fine, but he did what he did. He will get the punishment that is given to him. That is on a period. That was a mother and her child. Excuse me. A mother and her child. He ended their lives from a stupid, silly mistake he made. He deserves to pay the consequences, as far as I'm concerned. And people are like, oh my god, he's actually so hot. Oh my god. Sometimes you see people, I want a hot guy to kidnap me. Honey, if he kidnaps you, if he cuts up people's bodies, he will cut up your own body. If he decapitates people for fun, he will decapitate you, whether he's hot or not, whether he's ugly or not. People seem to think it's only ugly people that commit crimes. That is very stupid. That is a very stupid way of thinking. Pretty privilege isn't bad until you make it bad. That is just it. Another thing I wanted to say, yes, there is pretty privilege. Yes, people partake in it. Yes, people are victims of it. But I don't see the reason why you need to be mean to people that are not, in quote, pretty. There is no point. There was this girl that used to be in my class. There was something she said to me that hurt me to my core. I was like, wow. She usually like covers her face. She usually like wears face mask in class all through. And I'm like, girl, why are you always wearing face masks? You don't smile a lot and you have a really lovely laugh. And she was like, you're saying this to me because you are pretty, because you are fine. You don't know how hard it is for me. That was what she said. And I was like, wow, wait, what? Then I was like, can you explain? She was like, because of how I look, people are mean to me, people neglect me, people bully me, people don't seek my approval of things before they just take their own decision. Like they keep me out, they lock me out because of how I look. And I was like, wow, that one really hit me. I was like, geez. And she just said, you don't know how hard it is for me because I am not pretty. And it really hit me. Okay, I guess you lean to people that are hotter Okay, no shame. You don't now need to be mean to the people that are not hot to you. This also applies to guys. Let's not lie and say only girls have pretty privilege. Guys too. I'm just imagining these guys that will walk up to you and be like, "Fine girl, you're so hot." This and start talking out of point and start talking disgusting talks like to a girl that they haven't even met before. They don't know. They'll be like, "Oh, you're so pretty. I want to take you home. I want you to be my wife." If it's an ugly guy, you'll be so irritated. You'll be like, "Ew, stop! Don't touch me," or "Ew, get out of my sight." But actually, I want to ask you something. You, if it's actually a hot guy, Timothy Chalamet type thing that does this to you, that will not be your reaction. You actually be considering like talking to him. But if it's someone that is not like to your standards, you'll be irritated. You'll be like, ew, don't touch me, get out. Ew. That is just plain truth. But you don't need to be mean to pass this across. You don't need to be annoying. You don't need to be a bully to pass this across. Although I've forgiven that guy I told you guys about, it just really took me. I was like, wow, this guy used to beat me back in primary four. He used to insult me. A lot of things he used to say to me. But now he's now coming to talk to me because his set guys are talking to me, and I guess he doesn't want to feel left out, or because he now thinks I am pretty. And I was just like, wow, this is the world we live in. Get used to it. I'm not saying that overnight the world is just going to change. It will not change. It will never change. That is just the truth. What I feel that can be changed is that you don't need to be rude. You don't need to be mean. You don't need to bully people that don't fit your category of pretty, people that don't fit your catalog of hot, attractive. There is no need. There is literally no need for that. So there was a little noise, but that is over now. I saw this from one of the articles I saw when I was researching. It is not often that we are willing to admit it or even talk about it, especially if you are on the receiving end of the benefits. If you're benefiting from it, you can come out and say, "No, it's not true." Pretty what? Beauty bias means that people who look good as judged by society as a whole, tend to get an easier ride, even though there is no proof that they are smarter, more capable, or intelligent than anyone else, nor are they healthier or more competent socially or morally. You don't even need any explanation. That is just the truth. And I hope the world sees this. I hope the world can stop bullying people for how they look, for how the color of their skin, for their weight, for their religion, for how their nose looks, for how their eye looks, for how the shape of their body looks. That is stupid. Base people on what is in the heart. Base people on how they treat you. Base people on how they behave, right? So yeah, that is all I wanted to say today. This was just a video I just wanted to pour on my heart and just talk about this very serious topic that a lot of people have spoken about. And I feel it is still not talked about enough. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment something nice if you enjoyed. And I really, really hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye, love and light. Bye bye.